Hi all and welcome back to this first episode of our newest Transport Fever 2 series. I'm not going to tell you already where on what map we are going to play. You probably remember that I showed you 4 maps. It was Sweden, France, Austria and the Iberian Peninsula, so Spain and Portugal, and I was talking about a map in the US. Concerning the US, I have been searching for some maps, but I couldn't find anything that was exciting for me to play on. So I didn't do anything with it. Now I have to admit I haven't really searched that well. I just took the first 2 pages with maps and just checked what I thought was interesting, and I couldn't find anything at that very moment. The one I did find, which was quite okay, went kind of from the Washington towards New Orleans, but it was all in the same desert landscape, and I was like, nah, that's not not how I see it and how it's and not how it's in real life, of course. So yeah, that is maybe something for the 4th episode, of course, we will see. So we are still in Europe at this very moment. So it's I asked all of you to send me a PM or respond on the video concerning the maps what your preferences were. And it was quite fun to see. I got some, I think 2 or 3 responses on the video itself. I got a lot of responses via my Discord, all in PM. And the one thing that most people of you didn't say was the Iberian Peninsula. So not really any reasons why or why not to play it. Just like that, yeah, it wasn't hardly sad to say it, to pronounce it like that. And then of course you have the other part, other 3 maps. That is of course Austria, France and Sweden. Sweden came back a couple of times, and I have really thought about playing on that map, but when I went searching for mods, it was a bit scarce of what I could find, even if I would use mods with Danish, Norwegian and maybe a little bit Finnish stuff. It was still too little for me to get excited about. However, it is still a possibility, and yeah, there are still enough modders, so who knows for next series that there will be more mods concerning Scandinavia. So which 2 maps are left is France and Austria. It was quite close. For both maps are quite some mods also. But yeah, even though I would love to work in the mountains again. You can already feel it probably. The map that won was France. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, it is a little bit different from what I'm used to. Because normally, like I said, I love to play with mountains and stuff like that. France is more or less flat. I'm not saying that it's flat like we have here in the Netherlands, but it is more or less flat, and the mountains are more or less on the south side, of course, and of course we have the Alps on the east side, and some hills in the northeast. But here and there I made some extra hills. I will of course post the Steam link towards this map also, so you can play it yourself too. However, this is my own version of it I'm playing on, so I relocated a lot of industries, also because most of them were wearing the French name for it, and even though that my French is not that bad, well, let's be honest here, it is not that good. I was like, well, it's better, especially for the other viewers, to have it in English names. City names are mostly French written, I think. But yeah, it's I can easily pronounce it in English also, and else I will get enough people who will tell me how to pronounce it, I guess. So, one extra thing I did on this map is, besides having the normal industries like we see over here, I have added something extra. There's a mod also, which is giving more stuff. As you can see, more factories. Most of them, not all of them. I think I'm not using these over here and that one. Most of them, especially these two, are coming back 1 or 2 times, and I think this one with 1 or 2 of these over here. I will show you in a minute, of course. The buildings are exactly the same as the buildings that are already existing, but it will just give some extra transport possibilities. And yeah, and certain factories need more suddenly than they used to. So yeah, that is something I will show you. We are going to, of course, take a look at the whole map, because it is not only France that we are playing in. Now you think like France, you choose, yeah. But the map is a little bit bigger than that. As you can see, we have a part of England over here with Plymouth, Hastings. I think it's Hastings, by the way. I think it's Hastings. City was already placed, so that should be Hastings. And Dover over here. And this is one of our other industry parts. Fishery, we say like, well, that's just a farm. It is. They just changed the icon and the things they produce. As you can see, just fish. Normally this is, of course, the owl white. I was like, well, it's a good place to have some fisheries on. I placed some other factories over here, as you can see. So we will have transport lines towards England. I think it will all by ship. So that will be fun to work on. I add some extra cities here and there, like Toulouville over here, Jersey over here, of course. What do we have here? Luxembourg over here, Nancy. Well, here and there, it wasn't that much that I placed extra. I think Aurillac over here also. Lourdes over there, or Lourdes. Well, yeah, that Roer over there. Anyways, so I placed some extra cities, as you can see. It is still widely spread, so we can have multiple train lines for sure, and that will be fun. And of course, we have Spain on the other side of the Pyrenees, I don't know the proper English word, probably Pyrenees. With some cities, I placed an extra one, Burgos over here. I changed some factories. So there will be some lines on this side only, but we also have to make lines towards the mountains or around it or something. I don't know yet how we're going to solve it. Probably just tunnels here. So that's also one thing we're going to work on. As you can see here, we have some other farms. They need grain, for example, to produce livestock. Livestock goes to the meat processing plant, which will make it into meat, and meat has to go... Where was it again? I saw it somewhere over here, together with coffee and alcohol to make bread. So it is quite fun to have those extra lines in here. And I place here and there, it's like I said, 1 or 2 buildings of those will be placed. And that will be quite fun. I just have to see if it all works out itself, concerning, of course, the how do you say it, with the wagons and stuff. But I think it shouldn't be a problem at all. So yeah, this is the map like we are going to play on. Like I said, we have Spain in the south with Burgos, Bilbao, Pamplona and Girona. We have, of course, France, the Mediterranean Sea. We have a small part of Switzerland over here. It's not really... No, Chamonix is also France. Oh no, that's not really... It's on the border of Switzerland. because Chamonix, of course, going through the Mont Blanc is close here. That's this one. If a train into Switzerland, Mulhouse is also on the border. Strasbourg, of course. But maybe Saarbrücken and Cologne, of course, those are both German. Luxembourg, of course, like I said, and the rest is just France and England. So we will have a train here, of course. Maybe I will download a mod for it so we can have a proper English train driving there. But we will see. Like I said, it are just three cities, so it will just be one line, for example. But we will have a very big goods hub somewhere alongside the coast with a harbor and a freight station. Because we have some things that has to be brought over and some things has to be brought back, like bread and fuel and tools. So we have to see how we're going to work that out. Jersey is just a fun thing. I just place it like, well, that can be fun. Just a harbor with a small boat. I don't know, probably towards Brest. So yeah, this is the map we are going to play on. If you say like, well, you should add something like that, or maybe an extra town here or there, because sometimes, especially people from France can say like, oh, you have missed something here or there. Definitely, please let me know. What I also did, of course, in an Italian map. Especially with the bigger cities like Paris on this one, I will try to place the normal stations they have to, of course, the La Gare de Lyon, all those kind of stations. I have to see how I'm going to do that. I also know that, of course, Paris has a large metro network, but they also had a sort of rail line alongside Paris, it's called Le Petit Ceinture, if I'm saying it right. So maybe when Paris is growing, I will just have them also driving around, just a small train, and then it's just like bringing the passengers to the right stations. But yeah, Paris has to grow first also a bit, and that will happen, of course, as you can see. I have some easy ones to start off with. I see I forget the road here. Oh well, that will be done when we start building. Some easy ones, especially because we start with truck, of course, but then we can let Paris grow, so we can place the stations later on when we have the possibilities of course. We're going to place the Eiffel Tower. There's also a mod, so enough to do. But we also have long distance trains, of course, and we'll have trains from Cologne to Paris, from Paris probably to Marseille, Montpellier, Perpignan, or Toulouse, Biarritz, or even Spanish cities. That's also a big one. Concerning the Spain, I am going to see if I can get some mods for that too. I know they are there, but it also depends, especially on when I am going to build trains there. So yeah, I have to see that, how that's going to work itself out. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's what we are going to play on, or at least I'm going to play on, and you can watch, of course. But like I said, tips, tricks, advices, it's all welcome, more than welcome even. And I hope I can start off with this new series soon enough. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to show you at least a map that I'm going to play on. And we will see how it's going to evolve. I don't know if it will be that big, like that long like the Italian one. We will see. It also depends a little bit on how things go. Sometimes I do struggle with money, so yeah, we have to see how it will all evolve itself. Anyway, I think we can do plenty, and maybe, even though maybe when it goes faster, I can do a little bit more concerning detailing also, so that we can have some beautiful cab rides. Yeah, no, this is about it. I would say I hope you enjoyed this first episode already, and yeah, I will see you the next time. Bye bye.